coming out here after 30 years. Yeah, I ain't got nothing, but I'm gonna have something because I'm rich in personality, you know, and I'm rich in love. My family love me, and that's really all that counts. Let's go. Shout out to everybody out there on Team Banky Pound, man. I appreciate the love. I appreciate the support. Let's go. Let's get it. Let's run it up. Let's run it up. Let's get it. Man, I want the meet and greet. I need it. I want it. I ain't going to stop saying it. I said I'm going to stop saying it, but I keep saying it. I don't know what's going on. I just want to have it. You dig? Let's run these numbers up, man. Big love to all my subscribers. Big love to all my members. I appreciate y'all, man. We're going to keep doing it no matter what. We in it to win it, and we cannot stop until we reach the top and reach everybody that we can reach. We only scratch the surface, man. Let's go. Let's get it, man. Salute TBP Nation. Stand up. We out here, baby. Young fellas, young kings, young queens. Man, I don't even know why we even decided to even talk about this morning, but I think it's something that a lot of people don't talk about, a lot of people don't say, especially a lot of people that are doing this prison YouTube genre. But man, let me tell you something. When you first get locked up, there's a lot of different emotions you're going to go through, man. Getting your time, being in the jail, going from the jail to receiving, going to prison, whatever. There's going to come a time. It's going to come a time then it's going to hit you like a ton of bricks that nobody can save you from what's in front of you. And when that reality sets in on you, man, it is, man, it's probably the heaviest thing that I had to deal with, during this time. When that first, because right then and there, you got to decide what you're going to do. That's when you become suicidal, homicidal. That's when you become depressed, oppressed. All of that it's a feeling that you can't describe. It just comes over you. And that feeling came to me when I was in the wall. When I was in the wall, that feeling came over me, man, where I had to decide what I was gonna do and how I was gonna do it. Because up until then, it's reality because you living it. You locked up. I was in the jail for a long time. I'm fighting the cases for a long time. I get to, get convicted. I go to receiving. I leave receiving. I go through the wall. All of this time prior up until then, more or less thugging it out. Taking it as it come. But it ain't really like, boom, like, jumped on you. You still talking to your people at home. You still getting little visits. People sending you money. In your mind, you thinking, okay, this I could deal with this. This is doable. I can make it. You know what I'm saying? I got my family. I got, this, that, and the third at the time. I'm married. I got my wife. Boom, boom, boom. Your mind is still like programmed to like, okay, I could do this. Then they telling me these lies over you ain't got, but you had like 12 years. Although 12 years is a long time for somebody 20 years old, you thinking it's 12 years. What the, it's half of my life, 80% of my life. You know what I'm saying? So in your mind, you like, okay. Then you get in the jail, man. You seeing how dudes are. You seeing how they move. You seeing how you got to eat, how you got to live. You fighting. You know you got to fight. But if you can fight, you saying like, okay, I'm good. I'm all right. But it's still always a chance you could get hurt. But you still saying to yourself, boom, knife play and Bethlehem, all that ain't even came into play yet. And you get convicted, you leave there, you go to receiving, they running a little bit more wild, but at the same time, it's like you got a little bit more freedom. You can be out your cell more, you can move around, you can go to the yard. You couldn't do none of that in the jail. You ain't going no yard, you just in a cell block. So you're thinking, okay, it's getting better. It's probably a little bit more violent, but it's getting better. You know what I'm saying? You thinking you can move a lot. You can get on the phone a little more. Little things like that. You can get visits. You could touch your visit. Now you couldn't touch your visit in the jail. You know what I'm saying? You talking through a plexiglass. So you saying, okay, boom. And then in your mind, you thinking, well, these people gonna come every week. People can't do that. You gonna realize that that's not doable. That's not doable. People got jobs. People got to still maintain a lifestyle. They're not out there doing criminal activities like you was, you know what I'm saying, that ended you up in here. So they got to do that. So they not, it's going to be times they can't come see you, even if they want to. So all of these things is coming into play, right? But you still optimistic in your mind. You are optimistic. So, well, I was, you know what I'm saying? So then, you know, when I was able to get regular visits and I could touch my people, touch my wife, you know, hug my mama, you know what I'm saying? Boom, 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 you feel a little better. You feel like, boom, and you can sit in there for an hour or two and talk to them and find out what's going on the street and what they doing and da-da-da-da, and tell them how you know what I'm saying, doing as much as you want to tell them. You know, you don't want to tell them too much, like, you know, what you really going through, because you want them to feel, you know, happy and like they want to come see you, and they, you know, you don't want to let them know like, this is not it, you know what I'm saying? So you learn that off the top. So you thinking in your mind, like I say, the optimistic view, and then, you know, the situation happened with me and I go to the wall. So I ended up in the wall, and from the moment I walked up in there, just the look, the smell, the atmosphere, it's like you gradually going up. You know, you got the jail, then you got Southampton, then you in the penitentiary. You know what I'm saying? You all the way in the penitentiary. You know what I'm saying? And man, it's just a undescribable different feeling. But you still optimistic. You still feel like, okay, I'm gonna see how this moving. I'm gonna see how this shaking. I can make it. I can do it. You know what I'm saying? And man, it just start getting gloomier and gloomier when you see these dudes now, like from the jail to receiving. You know, this is mostly gonna be dudes young, maybe a little bit older than you or whatever. You're not gonna really see like old heads, old timers. You're not seeing that in the jail. Not too many. You know what I'm saying? If any. In receiving, you really not seeing that, because these young dudes coming in versus dudes that's already been in penitentiary for decades. When you get to that penitentiary and you see these jokers that's been down 25, 30, 40 years, and you see how they moving, how they living, how they carrying it, you saying to yourself, ain't no way. Ain't no way. And you thinking in your mind, if you got a lot of time, like I did, like, man, how in the hell can I, you know, it's like, I don't even know how to put it into words. And then you see the structure, how prison move, and how these dudes have like zero tolerance for anything. Dudes that's on that and they doing their time the way they doing it and been locked up so long, these dudes have zero tolerance. These dudes is walking around with knives hanging all out their clothes, and they living in a certain way. They got big, when I got to prison in the wall, man, dudes got stereo sets in they said. I'm talking about like the old stereo record players type joints you had in your house when you was growing up. Dudes got those. Dudes is wearing old street clothes with bell bottoms and hard shoes and going to visits, and they got afros and big beards, and you know what I'm saying? They still, some of these dudes are still living in the 60s and the 70s because that's how long they've been locked up. And you seeing how they moving, and you could smell the danger, you know, and you start seeing viciousness. You start seeing arguments that end up in bloodshed. And I see the dude get killed. I see a dude lose his life in that joint, and like by the knife. And I'm like, you know what I'm saying? And the reaction afterwards, how people, it's like it's nothing. Like, you surprised, Joker, but this is what goes on in here. You seeing this, you seeing dudes get thrown off the tier. You hearing these sounds at night with dudes hollering and screaming and losing their mind. When the doors open, you seeing dudes jerk dudes in the cell and put curtains up and stand guard, and you hearing dudes in there hollering, you know they getting taken advantage of. You know what I'm saying? And you realize, man, I'm by myself up in this joint, man. Just me. It's just you. Whatever you capable of doing, whatever you possess inside you, that's all you got. That's it. And once you realize that, man, it's a horrifying feeling because you start asking yourself, what am I capable of doing? What will I do, to protect me, to not be a victim, to not fall prey to this, predatory environment. And man, when you got to dig deep inside yourself for that, bro. And you young, you 20, 21 years old. And this is what you facing. This is what life is going to be like. And you thinking in your mind it's going to be like this for decades. And you only live 2 decades. You understand me? So, man, it's a horrifying feeling, man. And I remember when that feeling came over me, man. It's like, man. And you got to ask yourself, can you do this? Do you want to do this? You know what I'm saying? And, it's just crazy. And then you start seeing the reality and you start questioning every bad decision you ever made on the street. Like, man, what was I thinking about, man? All it shoulda, coulda, wouldas come out in your head. Man, I shouldn't have did that, man. I should have did this, or I could have. It don't matter no more. It don't even matter no more. Because you right here, you in the thick of it. And you cannot get out of it. And cannot nobody help you. See, on the street, even when you, where else on earth will you be in a place where you know nobody and you're alone and it's all danger? There's no other place. Even if you go out of town and go to another city or you move to another state and you by yourself, if something goes wrong, if there's an issue, you got somebody you can pick up the phone and call and say, look, I'm in a bind. I need help. Somebody come get me or send me some help. Or you can do that in the real world. You can't do that in prison. There's nobody you can call that can help you when you're in prison. You can't call your mama and say, I don't like it here. They killing people in here. They stabbing people. They throwing people off the tier. They taking people's manhood. Come get me out of here. It cannot happen. It will not happen. It's nothing you can do. You can't call your big brother. You can't call your cousins. You can't call your uncle. You can't call nobody to help you when you in prison. You are on your own and you are in a danger zone. And you got to decide what you're going to do. And it's going to come a moment when you're going to see that. You're going to feel that. And you're going to have to answer that. You understand? And that's why a lot of people in there lose their mind, lose their manhood, or, lose their sanity, within the first 3 to 5 years, 1 to 5 years, 1 to 3 years, because it's going to be so overwhelming. And you never, ever, nobody that's from the free world to get incarcerated has never been in that position. Even people that grew up, I don't care how you grew. If you grew up in foster homes, you still had somebody, even if it was just a friend, that you could call and say, hey, look, woo woo woo. You know what I'm saying? If you homeless, you got somebody that you could ask for help. They're just walking by, just a stranger. You got none of that in prison. Ain't nobody gonna help you. Police ain't gonna help you. They're not. They can't do anything. They're gonna laugh at you if you ask for help. And you're gonna be labeled. And you're gonna be labeled. And you're gonna be a target now because now you're scared because you done went to the people. So you bringing more drama, more, attention to yourself just by asking for help. Nobody can help you when you're in prison, bro. And I think a lot of these young people is in for a rude awakening, out here popping these pistols and running around acting crazy. This is going to be your reality, bro. And I'm going to tell you, a lot more people fold under this than don't. A lot more. A lot of people succumb to this. And there's no way around it. There's no way around it. It's gonna come a time that you're gonna realize I'm in prison, man. And I can't get out. I can't get out. You're not gonna get out until they let you out. If you can make it to the date that they let you out. And man, that was hard for me. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm not even gonna hold you on that, man, because I can remember just even after when I seen the dude get murked. I can remember being in my cell that night just as clear as day, man. Just as clear as day, and I was laid up in that bed, and I could still hear everybody just yelling, hollering, talking, having regular conversations. Like this ain't just happened. You know what I'm saying? Like this ain't just happened. Like they talking about the football game, and they talking about, man, do you got that? You gonna have that when we go to the store? And man, I'm gonna need this. Or you got some stamps? Hey man, send me an envelope down here. And I'm like, man, what the you know what I'm saying? Did you see a dude just get slaughtered up out this joint? Then they just got finished coming in here mopping up blood off the floor. They ain't nobody, they ain't fighting it there. They used to that. They adapted to that. This is the life. So you got to be saying to yourself, this is what I got to do. This is how I got to live. This is it. This is it. And man, I remember laying up in that joint, man, just, praying, man, and just, and I know this gonna sound crazy, but it's just true. Praying can only give you, I don't know, man. It can't give you nothing but really like hope. That's all it can give you. You could pray right there immediately, and the circumstances is still the same. It ain't no prayer you can say. They gonna say, "Oh, come get me out. I just made a mistake. This was. He got the picture. He understand. Boom, we gonna come get you out." It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. You still gotta deal with it. And when you thinking about that in your mind, it's like you realize, like, I'm really, really trapped. There's no way out of this. Nothing can get me out of this. I got to go forward, or I got to stop right here. You know what I'm saying? And bro, that's hard, bro. I'm telling you, it's hard, man. It was hard on me. It was hard on me, man. I ain't know what to do, and then I'm just in my mind. It's like you can't even think straight. It's not even a place you could get, a quiet place where you could say, just let me clear my mind. Let me get some type of, you know what I'm saying? It ain't even a place like that. Everything is still all around you. Hey, wait, what you going on, man? Hey, yeah, that's all you got. It's like this is the moment that you could lose your mind. This is the moment that you could just go insane. This is the moment that you could go into depression that you can't come out of. This is it. This is your life moving forward, man. Violence and chaos. Violence and chaos in captivity. This is what you face with. So, man, it's yeah. And I seen it, man. I seen dudes losing their mind. I seen dudes checking in. I seen dudes crying and hollering and being, made into women, and, just because they just feel like I can't do this, And it was rough, man. It was real rough, man. And then I just came to the conclusion in my mind, man. I just kept thinking about my family, kept thinking about, to be honest, you don't even think that I could get back to him one day, because you looking so far away, but you thinking in your mind that, well, at least I could go see him. They could come see me. I don't wanna let nobody do nothing to me where I can't see him. I don't wanna, do nothing to myself where I never be able to see him again. That's permanent. You understand me? So you thinking all of this stuff, man, it will mess you up, brother. I was tortured in my brain. I was tortured in my brain about what to do. You know what I'm saying? And it took me talking to my mother and seeing my mother in that visiting room and looking at her, and she not even knowing what I'm looking at. I'm looking at her, and I'm looking at in her eyes, and the love that I know she got for me, and the hope that I know she got for me. And that was like one of the monumental things that made me make my mind up, like, and I'm gonna do this whatever, to the best of my ability until I can't do it, until somebody take me out or they let me out. Tell somebody to take me out or they let me out, cause I ain't gonna let nobody take me out, but I know it's a possibility. You know what I'm saying? And I'm willing to take anybody out to try. But I want to keep seeing my mama. I want to, see my kids get older. I want to, you know what I'm saying? I want to, one day possibly be able to walk free again. And you just got to lock that in your mind and then just leave it there and go for that. Just go for that. You know what I'm saying? And man, I'm telling you, this is hard, bro. When you around this type of stuff on a day-to-day basis and you cannot get away from it, and you can't get no breaks, you can't get no peace of mind, you can't get no time to catch your breath, no time to think, no, where the quiet time at, where is the calm moments where it ain't nothing. It's never that in prison. It's never that. Never. There's never that. So you gonna have to operate under chaos. You're gonna have to be able to think under confusion. You're gonna have to be able to make decisions under pure madness. And you gotta make the right decision, because you make the wrong one, then you're out of here anyway. It's all over. It's all over. You make the wrong move, the wrong decision, it's all over. You know what I'm saying? So it's a difficult life, man. It is. It's a real, real difficult life, man. And the only reason I'm even talking about this morning because of the conversation I just had with somebody. But that's just the reality of the situation, bro. And people, I just don't understand how anybody would choose to live that way. You know what I'm saying? And I know we make mistakes out here and we do things and we get in these positions and don't realize it, like me, until you in it. This is why I'm telling you, before you get in it, it's not going to be like anything you ever experienced in your life. And you might can't handle it. You very well might can't. And that's not saying you weak. That's just saying you're going to have to be extra strong to deal with what you're going to have to deal with. You know what I'm saying? And ain't nobody exempt from it. Nobody. I don't think there's anybody on earth that can be ripped from their natural environment, from the only life that they ever knew, and put it to a whole nother environment, and then just automatically say no problem. No problem. Man, that's insanity, man. That's not even reality. It's not even reality. Everything that's in you gonna have to come out of you to survive being in captivity, my dude, if you ain't never been in captivity. My queen, my woman, the kings and queens, it's gonna have to come out of you in order to survive that ordeal. Because you remove from everything you know and put in a place to something that you know nothing about. And ain't nobody there to teach you and guide you and to help you and to none of that. Is you and just you. You know what I'm saying? The people on the street that love you can't do nothing for you but pray for you. That's all they can do for you. Pray for you and support you. That's it. They can't do nothing else for you. Zero. And man, the younger you are, probably the harder it is to deal with it. Who knows? I don't know. I went in young. I ain't going in older, so I don't know how hard it is. Can't speak for that. All I know, it was hard for me. Very, very hard for me. You know what I'm saying? And, I thank God that I made it through it. If you would have asked me even then, is you okay? Well, we tell you you're gonna do 33. You're gonna do 33 of these things, and you out of here. All right, go do that. Man, if they would have told me that from the beginning, I might have quit. I might have, you know what I'm saying? Who knows, bro? Because that wasn't even conceivable. It wasn't even conceivable. I lived day by day in prison, man. Day by day. Not year by year, week by week, month by. I lived day by day. I didn't even think that far. I couldn't even fathom thinking that far. You understand me? I lived day by day. And every day I woke up, I said, I'm going to survive this day. I'm going to survive this day. And then I just made it up in my mind that, like it ain't my destiny to die in prison. I don't believe it is. I don't know when I'm going to get out, but I feel like it won't my destiny to die in prison. So now my daily job became to not let nobody hurt me while I'm here. I know I ain't going to die. Can't nobody kill me. I just made that up in my mind. Whether it was true or not, I don't know. I made it up in my mind. Can't nobody kill me. Why? Because it ain't my destiny to die up in here. But now, I kind of make sure can't nobody hurt me. You understand? Because you could get hurt and don't die. So if you would have made it up in your mind, it ain't your destiny to die in prison. So now, I just got to protect myself and don't get hurt along the way. You understand? I mean, it may sound crazy to you, but that was my mindset. So I'm going to hurt anything to try to hurt me before they can hurt me. But I know they can't kill me. You know what I'm saying? And in reality, but you got to trick your mind to believe that. But in reality, somebody could have killed me at any given day. In them 12,065 plus days, somebody could have killed me at any one of them days. But I didn't believe it. What you say in your mind becomes your reality. I didn't believe it. Now I just got to make sure you can't hurt me. So when I think you're going to hurt me, then I hurt you first. Or I hurt you worse. You understand? So that's how I did mine. But it was day by day. I didn't say, oh, I got a week out, I got a month out, or I got one more year. Or I didn't never think like that. Never, ever thought like that. Because you can't even think ahead in prison. You cannot. If you think ahead, you're going to miss what's right in front of you. And what's right in front of you might be the end of you. So, you know, people think that prison is all physical, man. It's all violence. It's mental too, bro. It's mental, bro. When you lose your mind, you're going to lose your life. I promise you that. And you got to fight for your mind, bro. I know so many dudes and they just lost their mind. You know what I'm saying? They functioning in there, but they ain't got nothing going on. They would kill you and don't even think about it. Because they don't have no concept of nothing. They done lost their mind. So if you lose your mind, you can lose your life. And that's going to be the hardest battle right there, man, with your mind. You know what I'm saying? That's going to be with your mind. The physical is a given. You in prison. It's going to be violence. There will be blood. That's a fact. But you got to keep your mind, man. Even if you have to trick your mind. Even if you have to lie to your mind. Even if you have to tell yourself you're invincible. You have to do it. You have to. Because nobody going to help you, brother. Nobody going to help you, sister. Even if they want to, they just can't. They can't do it. You understand? So, yeah, man, y'all better stay free. I promise you, you better stay free. If you ain't never heard nothing in your life, believe that you better stay out them concrete and steel bars, man. Because they meant to take your life. They meant to take your life in every way, shape, form, and fashion. And that's a really spiel that you're going to hear right there. Please believe it, man. But anyway, man, I know this ain't your regular video, but this is what was on my spirit, on my mind today. So I just went ahead on and shared that with y'all, man. But anyway, y'all leave a comment. Talk to me. Talk to me. I talk back, man. Big love, TBP Nation. Stand up. Let's go. The mission is even more important today than it was yesterday. You understand me? Because what we say today might save somebody from tomorrow. You did? So let's go. Let's get it, man. TBP Nation, stand up. Peace, love. All of my members and all of my subscribers. Love is love, man. We out here pushing P. All day, every day, twice.
The banky special. Yeah. Pure deliciousness. Pure deliciousness, man.
My name is Banky, man. Everybody calls me Banky. That's the name that I got from my grandmother when I was young. I'm coming out here after 30 years. Yeah, I ain't got nothing, but I'm gonna have something because I'm rich in personality, you know. And I'm rich in love. My family love me, and that's really all that counts.